Esau would just put him to death.
Yep.
They would just find him immediately.
That's why it says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Yeah, that's why the Lord is going to destroy Esau, man, and this whole system, because Esau's whole mindset is to do away with Israel. Even if he can't do away with every Israelite, right, because we're so abundant, Jake is so abundant, he wants to do away with Israel, the nation of Israel. And that's really where, you know, that's why we're going to be demonized, man, so heavily when it comes down.
Yeah.
That's why he don't got a problem with so-called black people. He don't got a problem with black. Well, he does, but not in the same way.
They have a problem with Israelites.
Yeah.
You don't care if you call yourself a nigga or black. You don't care what you are as long as you're not an Israelite.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's going to be still looking to kill your ass because you are an Israelite.
Yeah.
And you don't have a clue why. He's doing that every day and you don't have a clue why. That's why we're out here, to give you the clue why. But you don't want the clue why. So you're going to have to die. Which is true. The Lord's going to hit you people with nukes. 2/3 of our people are already prophesied to be destroyed. Okay? It says that in Zechariah 13:8. 2 parts of it shall be cut off and die. Okay? It's 2 parts of it shall be cut off and die. Okay?
Yeah, because ultimately, you know, the Lord is who put it in Esau's mind to bring out, you know, this depopulation thing, man. Because that's the Lord's will, is to destroy the majority of the people that's on the earth. Esau's just doing the Lord's bidding on the left-hand side.
Syrian or a lot of my angels.
Yeah.
I like salad with chicken.
Yeah, modern day Assyrian is
I like
Esau.
white sandwich. I like chicken
And the
soup.
Lord put the spirit on him to come against you, Israel. For judgment, 2/3, because the judgment is only 2/3. The elect are going to be delivered.
Yeah. Well, what country did the Assyrians rule? The Assyrians, they ruled Babylon. You know? The Assyrians are from Iraq. Okay. And modern day the Assyrians are from Iraq. And we don't call them they don't call each other like Iraqi. They call themselves Assyrian. Oh, you're an Iraqi? No, I'm Assyrian. And there's hell of them around here. And they'll say, well, where are you from? They're either from Iraq or Iran. They're there in Iran because they're refugees because of the whole fucking war that took place in Iraq.
Yeah, but then they get...
And back in the ancient world, it was called Babylon, where their capital, which that was the Assyrian Empire. So when it's called, and that's why it calls Esau, you know, the Chaldean, Babylonians, Assyrian, because he's all those ancient cultures.
Yeah. Because like you had, you know, the prophets in Israel where the king would go to the prophets and be like, what should we do? Well, the king of Babylon would go to the Chaldeans. You know, those were the astrologers and the stargazers. That's like who he was calling upon when he had the dream about the golden head and everything. It was like all the wise men. You know, the Chaldeans were like those, they were the wise men of Babylon. They would deal with these different spirits and stuff. That's why the elites are the modern day Chaldeans, man, because they're fucking wizards.
They deal in witchcraft. They deal in satanic rituals.
Yep. They're making people believe in lies, man, by using the witchcraft and all the different stuff they push, through the media, right? That's why Hollywood. When you look up what Hollywood is represented by is a wand, which was cut from a holly tree, which is supposed to be a wizard's wand, or a witch's wand, or a warlock, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they would make their wands and staffs from the holly tree. That's where you get the term Hollywood.
Yep, and it's all about witchcraft. They use what's up, man? They use the productions to bewitch people, and you'd be surprised how many people their whole mentality changes because of a movie or because Hollywood actors and different. That's why when they're promoting something, they'll use a Hollywood actor to promote it. Like this motherfucker knows anything about anything, and he's over here talking on something. You know what I'm saying? You have an actor talking about the war in Iraq. This motherfucker don't know nothing about the war in Iraq. He don't give a shit either. But that face is there, so people will go like, well, if Brad Pitt said it, I mean, it must be true.
Yeah, hey, everything here is witchcraft. Esau knows everything, how to control people. You had a documentary, The Social Dilemma, how he uses these social media apps to choose what gets popular. He knows about colors, how red and yellow together they make you hungry. That's why all these restaurants, McDonald's, In-N-Out. So he knows all this. Everything here is witchcraft. The advertising. You got a Corona. You got a Corona commercial, and you got this bitch on there dancing, titties out under a palm tree, and then they're selling happiness. So you're sitting at home alone. You're just like, fuck, maybe I could have that if I go get some Corona. So you go get a Corona, expecting that you're just sitting there drinking Corona. You know what I mean? It's all witchcraft.
You remember when you were young and they would come out with like action figures and you'd watch them and pump it up in the commercial, make it look all badass.
Man, you think you can get something else?
Well, just the other day I was watching, it was like some Mickey Mouse cartoon with my daughter, right? And then these commercials come on with the toys. Now they're adding like lightning flashes in them, and I'm sitting there watching it like the fucking witchcraft is like fucking with me, like I know I'm not gonna buy a toy for myself, but you're just looking at it like all the fucking colors and shit.
Well, I know.
Just like, what the fuck? And then you're thinking like, man, they going harder on these kids now with all the flashes and shit and the fucking what do you call it? Merchandising?
Marketing.
Now they're going harder on your kids, man, than they were with us. With the marketing scam.
Yeah, you might not buy the toy for yourself, but it might be wishing to buy the toy for your daughter. You might be looking at it and be like, damn, this thing's dope, man. She would love this. Get it for her. A lot of the times it ain't what it was on the commercial. You just like, this
Fucking broken the
yeah, it's like all fucked up and like lame and shit. It's like, damn, this shit ain't cool at all, man. You got duped. You got fucking tricked, man, by the Wizard of Oz.
The great Wizard of Oz. And that's all he is. He's an illusionist. He's sitting behind the fucking fucking with you people.
Oh, like that movie Falling Down when he goes to, you look at the menu. There's all these big old juicy stacked burgers up there and stuff. You looking like, man, then you get it, and you just like, what the fuck is this? This ain't that. I want that. I want this shit. I want that. But you got tricked, man. But now we're so programmed and used to it that you know what you're getting anyway. Like, you ain't about to get that. Like, you already know that going into the deal. He did too, but that's why he shot at you. That's why he pulled the gun out. That's why he pulled the gun out. He's like, I'm tired of this shit. Hey man, people are gonna lose their minds, bro. People are gonna get tired of this shit.
Hey, I've been seeing it all the time doing DoorDash. People get mad. There's no ketchup in there. Where you didn't put ketchup on it? They'll just snap for something. Hey, it's gonna get crazy out where people are gonna just snap for no reason. They'll just be walking down the street, just start swinging on a whole lady. You know?
It's gonna get wild.
Just get pissed off and ram his car into a crowd of people.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot more of that today, man.
Like you said, that fucking Israelite
Yes, ma'am, we're on our way.
Mercedes ran over those two ran him over in his car, bro. And then they said when they captured him, they got taken to jail. He was laughing about it.
Dang.
He was smiling, smirking.
That's vicious.
Literally.
Hey, man, the demons.
Boy, you saw it.
The demons, man. Yeah, you never know what Esau's thinking. He's over here plotting to kill you and shit.
You can be smelling the face. True story.
True story.
This is St. John chapter 8 and verse 29. And he that sent me is with me. The Father hath not let me alone, for I do always those things that please him. As he spake these words, many believed of him.
Hey, that's why it says to try and walk as he walked. Hey, like you said, I do always those things that please him. Like, man, that's heavy, bro.
Yeah, I wish I was perfect.
Yeah, man. And it says in the scriptures to strive for that. So you got, you know, that's why you're trying to discipline yourself.
Yeah, that's why you fight those.
Yeah.
You fight those demons. Because the scripture says, be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect.
Man.
I mean, we know we can't be perfect, but it says be, meaning to the best of your ability, be as perfect as you possibly can.
Try and have a perfect spirit, man. It's perfect. Like try and have your spirit like a perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be perfect, but hey, you go off. You repent, like you know what I'm saying? Like you're single-minded. You know you're here to serve Yahweh outside, man.
It says, as he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth. We come out the grand wizard of all illusions. We sit behind the screen controlling the minds of people. And we're followers of Yahushua. We're free. That's why we call a spade a spade. That's why we're telling you what it is. Okay, because we can actually clearly see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to make you see, like in that movie They Live.
Yeah.
But you don't want it. You don't want the glasses.
Hey, like the brother just said, man. You know, we're watching all these people in darkness, not knowing what's going on. We're free. That's why we can see all this. We're kicking back, watching it. We're watching it all happen. We see through all Esau's bullshit. You know, Esau does something. You know, we immediately know what it's for. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it can only be these couple things. You know what I'm saying?
To kill you, to enslave you,
or to get more power, or to get some type of resources from another country or whatever. You know, like those are the only things. That's all Esau does. All Esau's doing is trying to kill you, enslave you, or achieve some sort of economic gain.
The thief only coming to steal and to kill.
That's all Esau's doing in the world. That's what the microchip is for, man.
To kill you.
You know, all
to
these
steal
nations,
you from
like,
hey,
all these nations, right? All these different nations around the world, Iran, the ones that want to rebel against it, they're not going to be able to because Esau fucking owns all the money. Esau got all the money, he's got the bank. So when he decides to crash the economy, when they and reset, you know, bring in the digital currency, all these nations are gonna have to use that currency. They ain't gonna have no choice, right? Everybody's fucking dollar, pound, rupee, fucking euro, whatever the fuck it is gonna fall flat. Everybody's and then that's why it says to try them to dwell on the earth, right? Because all the leaders of these nations, even the ones that want to buck up against it, are gonna have to deal with it. They're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, because the only thing that's gonna be traded in the world is digital currency, which is gonna be which people are gonna have their the way they trade through that chip. So then these bro, if you're not an elite, you're gonna be microchipped.
Hey,
Those are the only ones that ain't gonna be chipped as the elite. But everybody else, you kings of the other nations, all you're gonna have to get chips, man.
and the elites are gonna sell this off and be like, look, with this chip, you're gonna have total control of your population. So you think any of these world leaders is gonna deny that? Complete control over their country? Nah, man. Over you know, have complete, you know. Hey, that's why that's why it said he deceived them that received the mark of the beast.
Yeah, deceived them.
He's gonna trick these world leaders and stuff into dealing with it, man. To be like, look, with this chip, you got total control, man. You track everybody. You know, you scan their chip, got all their information on it, man. You're gonna be able to root people out, weed them out, be able to find whoever you want to find.
You're gonna actually even be able to control emotion.
Yeah. You guys said how y'all know that?
You have control to control your frequency to put you in the mood. You know, with that shit. You know?
Yeah.
It really, it's for absolute power. That's his way of being God in the world. And the Most High, he controls everything, right? Like everything's already been programmed. Like in the scripture it says, in sleep he's sealed your instruction. He make you do what he wants you to do. Well, Esau wants that power, but the only way he's going to be able to do it is by inserting some kind of technology within your nervous system. You know, to your spine and your brain and that electric, you know.
Yeah, that radio frequency technology, man.
It's to have total control. Yeah, it's for money and all that, but also that power to control you.
It's for you to bow down to Esau's system.
To that beast.
To worship the system, man. The New World Order, man. Yep. Which we're supposed to reject.
At all costs.
Yeah. We're supposed to reject that, man. And that's what we're telling you, man. The mark of the beast is coming. That RFID chip is coming. You don't want to take that, man. Alright, because hey, you know, the Lord is gonna cause World War III to happen. You know, once this chip goes out, everybody's starting to get chipped and everything. You thinking you got it? Hey, World War III is gonna break out, man. The Lord's gonna have nuclear missiles launched off all over the place. And everybody that got a chip, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a fucking endpoint for the missile. Not saying that.
Yeah. You marked, man. You marked. That's the mark of the beast. Hey, and the Lord is coming to destroy the beast, bro. So you marked it. You take that mark. You know you being deceived, man. Because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is gonna take over the world, man. And this is the end. This is the end of this system. This is the end of this world. The next one is the Lord's, man. The Lord's coming to take it over. You know, you over here buying into this system when this system is about to get deleted. You're gonna get deleted with it. I was like, oh, he's part of the system. Delete that one.
This is Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Hey, be thou faithful unto death. You know, resist the smart unto death, and you will get a crown of life. You know, hey, we're dead to this place. We don't have anything here, man. We see this place crumbling, the economy collapsing. This place is through. So why are you gonna want to take the chip? You know, ultimately the Lord has to be have the spirit on you to reject it. But really, hey, we don't have shit here. You know? And the Lord can have it where hey, if you get put to death, you won't even feel nothing. You'll just be in the spirit world with the Lord. Yeah. And you'll be free, man. You'll be happy. Like, finally, come out of hell.
You never even know. You might not even go to spirit world. You might just get reincarnated or resurrected, I should say, in a chariot with a new body. Because this body we ain't gonna take. So you might just give up the ghost and end up in that chariot right there. The new body, you might be looking at yourself like, what the fuck? You have a garment of gold. Look and see how shy King David. Bro. Because King David, he don't get a piece of the pie. Okay? Which we believe was King Masha. And when you look at statues of King David and picture of Masha, they all look alike, man. That man is King David, man, because I remember when I first heard him, he was talking about unity amongst the tribes. And that's heavy because that's what King David did do. Was he was bringing Israel together. That's why people were separating themselves from Saul and joining up to King David.
Yeah, that's why, brothers under the same doctrine are united, right? Because that's what it's about.
Yeah, it's about us coming together.
If you're not completely enlightened, as it says in the scriptures, how can two come together except they be agreed? Like you got people talking about all Israel coming together and stuff. Well, how is that going to happen when you got disagreements?
Yeah, one camp believes that the microchip is the mark of the beast. Another one don't believe that.
Yeah, so that's crazy. You like, nah, man. I ain't trying to deal with that.
Some bug outs saying that Esau isn't the white man, that he's the Arabs.
Yeah, see? You can't deal with that. You can't deal with that. What are you supposed to do with that, And then that's the whole thing. They be coming together over parties and all this different stuff. That's what that's what they're coming together over. The flesh. It's not the spirit.
That's right. Yeah, the fucking Sakari Passover, bro. Having a party on the Passover. There's strippers and titties out. Niggas putting ones in the G-string. That's wicked, man. And then a lot of them are just Israelites. Like, they don't actually believe, or if they do, the doctrine's all fucked up. And I said their doctrine, because the doctrine is the doctrine.
Well,
but their doctrine's all fucked up.
Well, it's hard to believe somebody that tagging gang symbols and stuff understands anything. Like, you don't know shit. You talking about ops, gang colors and gang signs and tagging gang shit. Like, you a fucking spiritual retard, bro.
Yeah. The scriptures talk about becoming a new creature.
Yeah.
Sakari, the dude was like an ex-Crip. When he first started actually doing the work on his own or whatever, he was interviewing fucking ex-gang members, fucking Monster Cody and all these dudes that are in the prison. What does that have to do with the truth?
Yeah.
What does your cripping have to do with the truth?
I'm not saying none of these people can repent, Bob, but as it is, it's not right.
Yeah. Let him do what he do.
Oh, that's why it says in the scriptures, either be filthy, let him be filthy still, And until he decide, until somebody want to repent or whatever, that's between them and Yahweh Shai.
It's filthy.
As it is now, it's like, no, that's not the way.
This is Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. and against him that lifted up in his brigandine? And spare ye not her, young men? Destroy ye utterly all her host.
Yeah. So it's like in the vent, like because this is the hammer of the earth. So it's against him the vent is the war. Because what? Esau's always trying to start a war, man. He's always trying to cause fun.
Always threatening.
He's always threatening. You know, always putting sanctions on people and stuff.
And the scripture says, the Lord's going to threaten.
Yeah.
And who shall not be utterly beaten to powder before his presence? Okay. So when the Lord returns, the Lord's returning to judge this place. Okay, and the main place he's going to judge is America for all its wickedness. For the things that they've done to these people. Alright? For so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
So what is it that you guys are doing?
Who the world calls blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are actually the chosen people that came within the Bible, the Israelites. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. Because God, out of all nations on the earth, said, this one people are my chosen people. That's why you got the Jews in Israel that are like, say, Zionists. You ever heard of the Zionists? Right? So they say, we're the chosen people, right? Well, that was a lie. These people actually took over the earth and painted their image as the image of God and put the actual people that were the chosen people in slavery, right? Transatlantic slave trade. When you read in the Bible about the punishment to his people, like anytime that they messed up or didn't do what they were supposed to be doing, because God said, you can't be worshiping anything other than me. You know what I'm saying? And so Israel would constantly be worshiping these other nations' gods and stuff. And the Lord said, no, these people are your servants. They're supposed to be, you're supposed to be destroying them and tearing down their idols and all this different stuff. Because Israel was created to rule the earth. Right? And so anytime Israel wouldn't do what they were supposed to do, the Lord would let the other nations come and beat the crud out of them, put them into slavery. So this is nothing new. It's just, it's a reoccurring thing, right? Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. There shall you be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you, right? Meaning nobody's gonna restore you. You know, you're gonna stay a slave. Which even in today's present society, damn near everybody is a slave now, right? This whole economic system is built upon slavery, right? You gotta go to the grocery store. You can't own anything for yourself. You gotta get it from somebody else. And we're all packed up in these cities, right? So anytime that they want to, they cut the power off. They can cut the supply line so the food don't come in. So they can come in and say, look, y'all don't do what we want you to do, you ain't gonna eat. You ain't gonna get no water, you ain't gonna get no power. See what I'm saying? God said these things were gonna happen.
He did.
Yeah.
That's why it says real quick, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt is what? Have you ever, you know anything about the Bible? You ever read it?
Not fully.
You ever read Exodus with Moses?
No.
So, in the ancient times, ancient Egypt, about 4,000 years ago, the Egyptians took the Israelites into slavery, right? And so Egypt, as it is today, or not as it is today, but as it is in the scriptures, is a representation of slavery, right? Of the slavery of Israelites particularly. So when you look on the back of a dollar bill, there's an Egyptian pyramid. That's a representation of slavery. That means I own you by way of this dollar. See what I'm talking about?
I do.
And so that's, yeah.
Wow. So where are you guys from? Like, I mean, do you have like a business or something? Or are you just on the street?
Yeah, we just come out on the street and we preach.
And you preach, yeah.
We got this camera, we put up videos. It's a whole collection of men that do what we do all around the world to bring it over, get more and more popular. Because this is the last day.
Right, it is. I know it is.
Yeah.
That resonates with everything you say.
Yeah. God, get up. Ezekiel, was it 37, where he talks about the dry bones and everything, right? Because there's a prophecy that in the last days the Lord was going to wake up Israel again, to stand up, the prophets and everything, to say like, oh, hey, this is the end. Look around, this is what you got to do to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord's bringing all this destruction. Now the Lord's name is Yahweh.
Yes.
That's the Hebrew. And Yahweh Shai is his son.
Right.
In order for the Lord to save you, you got to get right with him. Right? So the laws and commandments that's in the Bible, the way of thinking, the thought process, it's still the same today. It's still true to this day. So you got to conform yourself to this and get your mind out of here. Homosexuality is sin. Sin unto death. Ain't no homosexuality sin. See what I'm saying?
All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
You guys. Keep preaching it. Spread the word.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, Ezekiel 37:1. The hand of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of a valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them.
And the valley was full of bones, a low land which is full of bones, man. That's here. You know, you got all these dead Israelites, man. Right? Because spiritual death is not knowing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Go ahead.
And set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
Yeah, they were very dry, man. Like, they don't know who they are. They don't know what they're doing. They're all messed up. They're being controlled by another nation, man. They're beyond dead, man. Go ahead.
And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, power, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
So that's when you become alive, is when you know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is the Lord, man. That's when they start figuring out, you know, the truth. That's when you become alive. That's why when it talks about, you know, your mortal bodies being quickened in this dead state, it's because you're understanding the truth. You understanding what life is. Alright, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is life, man. So you know that's the Lord, okay? Go ahead.
So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, Prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, Son of man, and say to the wind, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua power, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live.
Yeah, and what are we doing? We're prophesying to the wind, man. We're just putting this out in the air. And then what's that? Like, you got brothers putting all this information out on the airwaves, and the air is carrying it. Here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, because his word is spirit. It's a spirit. It's life.
And your breath is the wind. Your breath is you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what's up there?
You know, when you speak, you're breathing out.
We out here.
Go ahead.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
Yes, and that's all the Israelites that are going to wake up to the truth. You know? And completely wake up. Like that woman that was there, like she was getting it. Like, oh, everything you're saying resonates with me until I started getting to the law. And as soon as I dropped a piece of the law on her, she had to go. Right? So she got offended. You know, and that's just like the scripture where it says, you know, you hear it with gladness, And then as soon as an offense comes in, that's it, you out. Or you know, the seed falls by the wayside and immediately Satan comes and takes away with that which was sown.
Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our hearts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Power, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall you know that I, the Lord, have spoken it, and performed it, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
And that's the end of it right there. You know? Actually being delivered and put in your own land, you should be like, man, this happened, man. It was all real. You know, it's like now, like the, you know, when preaching the truth, it's real. You know, people getting, you know, catching that spirit that's real. This is spiritual war. Satan will come and grab you, man. That's why it says through the terror of the Lord, so
To Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Baruch HaKodesh.
the launch the apostles of the great millstone and Shalom to the hopefully the camp was edifying.
Shalom.
Shalom.